Well, good morning, everyone. It's Bronnie here again for another day in Bronnie's World. And here we are in April already, 2025. And it's my monthly chat with the amazing, glorious, and very talented, God-fearing, who does things for the grace of God and for the grace of mankind, the amazing Dr. Joel Wallach. Good morning, Doc. It's lovely to have you again here at Bronnie's desk.
Well, thank you,
And
Bronnie. It's late afternoon here in California, and so uh, we're covering the world.
we are covering the world. Yes, it's amazing thing, this Zoom. We can be in the same room, but not in the same room physically. Oh, well, now I thought, now Doc has a few things he wants to talk about, but first I would like to ask Doc about this age-old issue that people ask me about quite a fair bit, actually. And there's an industry that makes a lot of money out of this particular issue, which I'm happy to say, if you do the right protocols, you can reverse. And that's the age-old issue of gingivitis. Yes, we're looking at the smiles today, the teeth, because it is an issue that comes and goes for some people. And if you don't take care of your teeth, you lose them, or your gums, I should say. So, Doc, without any further ado, would you like to talk to us about gingivitis and what it is, what causes it, and most of all, how we can reverse it?
Okay, it's a very common thing. You know, every human being has a mouth with teeth in it, and you're blessed with teeth and gums and jaw bones and so forth. And it's not complicated. It has a blood supply, and there's salivary glands that help digest food, and muscles that help swallow food down into the esophagus and down into the stomach and so forth. And so, but teeth are important because you chew up the food into little bitty pieces that are easy to swallow and easy to digest and easy to absorb. And it's one of those things where we have a book, some basic things that every family should have. Just like every family should have a Bible. Okay, it goes
Yes.
back 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago, okay, there's the old Bible. And in the old Bible, they had a kind of a section on people who lived to be well beyond 100. Some of their angels and so forth lived to be 700, 800, 900 years of age in the Old Testament, the Old Bible. And there are people who lived villages where whole villages lived to be in the land flowing with milk and honey. Why do they call it the land flowing with milk and honey? Well, because they lived at base of mountains, and the glaciers in the mountains were grinding up the rocks in the mountains, and the rock dust was white powder. It got into the water coming down the side of the mountains, and it looked like milk. It wasn't cow's milk, it was glacial milk. So that's the land flowing with milk. Well, what about the honey? We get all those minerals down into a valley, more plants, more flowers, more bees, more honey. So that's the land flowing with milk and honey. Okay. Today, there's about, I don't know, 15 places on earth that have those kind of locations where the minerals are coming down the mountains, and they come from the land flowing with milk and honey. Right now, in Pakistan, they have the longest lived people currently. This is about 2 weeks ago. The American government releases information that the Pakistanis live to be 122 years. It's not as much as the 900-year-olds of the old Bible, but 122 is better than most of us, right?
Yes.
And so, but teeth are very important. They chew up the big chunks of food into small pieces so you can swallow them and absorb them. And the gums provide protection for the roots of the teeth as well as the jaw bones and the facial bones that the teeth are sitting in. And so it's not complicated, but it's not simple either. And so we do have to watch. One of the books that are very important for teeth, actually there's three books that are important for teeth. Okay, one is It's All in Your Head. I don't know if
Oh,
you have
yes,
it
I
out
have that
there.
one here too.
Yeah, All in Your Head.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. There's 12 chapters. Okay, actually 13 chapters. One chapter for the spinal cord, and the first 12 chapter for each of the um, plant derived. Let's see here. Let's go to here we go. Here's what I'm looking for.
And it's only a little book.
I know it's here somewhere. This new book, the pages are sticky. Here we go. There's 13 chapters. And of course, this is looking at the bottom side of the brain. You see the 12 pairs of cranial nerves coming out of the brain. And the
Yes.
skull, the nerves pass through the skull out into the teeth and the eyes. And this is kind of like what gets us in trouble. The top
Oh,
picture,
yes.
normal skull, autopsy. They've taken the top of the skull off. The picture's looking down on the skull, down on the brain. And you see the skull is only a quarter of an inch thick. The bottom picture is they've autopsy. They cut the top of the skull off. They're looking down on the brain, but the skull's 1.5 to 2 inches thick. And those tunnels that those 12 pairs of cranial nerves and the spinal cord go through have been reduced in internal management by 80–90%, squeezing those nerves. And they produce symptoms, including pain in the teeth, cutting off blood flow into the teeth, bringing fuel and food and everything to the teeth and so forth. And so this little book covers dental care very, very importantly. Okay. And again, it's one of those things where it's just like blows your mind when you know all the stuff that's going on that have to do with the health of the teeth. Okay. It's connected with the health of those nerves for each of the cranial nerves. Okay. Now, those teeth, as you know, you brush your teeth, you wash your teeth, you have mouthwash and all that kind of stuff. And there's another little book that's important in this thing is the metabolic syndrome, the book, metabolic syndrome.
I haven't got that one yet.
Okay, metabolic syndrome.
Is this new?
Yeah, there's three areas of importance in this book. One is high blood pressure, one is diabetes, and the other one, let's see here, blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity. Those three things is called metabolic syndrome. Okay. When you get that, you're not getting all the nutrients into your jaws. And so your teeth start getting loose and they start bleeding around the gums. When you brush your teeth, that tells you you're in danger. Those teeth start loosening up and falling out. And so you want to get the book. It's all on your head. You get a hold of the book, The Metabolic Syndrome. And then you also want the flip chart. The flip chart. Do you have a flip chart there?
We can get it, but I haven't got one yet.
You need to get one, girl.
I know I do.
Okay, now
I'm
this is
really
a
looking
commercial.
forward to getting that
Okay, it's
flip
only
chart.
70, it's only 70 pages. Okay. And I think it's page 7 goes into my first book. It's called let's see here, Diseases of Exotic Animals. Diseases of
Yes.
Exotic Animals. Very, very exotic title. And to make a long story short, there was supposed to be 28 authors. They all either died or quit. And so I got all 28 chapters. I wrote all 28 chapters in this book. It's 1,500 pages. It sells for $10,000 each. That
And
book is,
that's the one in the Smithsonian. There's a
yeah,
national
that's
treasure,
right.
isn't it?
It's the national treasure. Very good in the Smithsonian Institute. And it's one of those things where when you look at this book, let me read a little paragraph to you. Okay, here we go. Let me get my light. Let there be light. Okay, this is page of this book, Epigenetics, 329, page 329. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. I'll repeat that. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. Well, we got 50 people in my family with the same disease. Doctors say it's genetic. No, they're all eating grandma the same recipes. They all have the same problem, or they're all eating the same thing because they live near the same lake or whatever. Okay, so here we go. The saga of the book finally ends and it's published. Okay, over the years, Wallach ended up with all 28 chapters of the book. I'm going to sneeze here in a minute. The book had become his book. Hey,
Bless you.
thank you. Had become his book by default. Wallach said at the time there are a lot of people than me, but there are fewer who will persist and who will work as hard to complete a project. As Carol Can, the W.B. Saunders Publishing Company's editor, predicted, all but one of the 28 original book contributors, except Wallach, had fallen ill, died, or gave up in exhaustion and ran away. 1,200 pages, 2,000 illustrations, 28 chapters, 25,000 autopsies, 10 million chemistries, 10 million slides with special stains. The Diseases of Exotic Animals is finally published. The book represents 20,000 autopsies. And let's see here. The book, The Disease of Exotic Animals in Medical and Surgical Management, is found in every veterinary school library, every medical school library, every pharmaceutical school library, every zoology library. And by 2013, copies were being sold on the internet for prices that range from $400 for used ones to $10,000 each in new and perfect condition. Okay. And I had hoped that the 23-year collection of nutritional deficiency information and the relationship to human disease, including dental disease, the disease of exotic animals, would precipitate a revolution in healthcare. Instead, it has become a reference book so massive that no one can personally afford to update the project or buy one. Okay. But it didn't stir the medical profession to incorporate nutrition into treatment protocols. The public, of course, is almost entirely unaware that the book exists, and no healthcare revolution could be expected from that quarter either. Okay. So I could go on
Well,
and on.
it's such a shame, isn't it? That the knowledge is there, and it's typical of the medical profession. They just
Yeah,
just ignore it.
there you go. Well,
Yeah,
you
I
can
have.
find out all about it, page 629 in the book Epigenetics. I'm one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics. There's 5 founding fathers. I'm one of the 5, so I'm very proud of that. And we talk a lot about all the tissues of the body, including, and being a veterinarian, all these animals, they have teeth, all the humans have teeth. And so it's one of those things where there are so many different things going on that everybody needs to get a hold of that book. If you buy 10 of any one of my books, you get a big discount. If you buy cases, you get a big, big discount. You can sell them at the regular price and make a little bit of money, but you can give them for wedding presents of newborn babies, graduations, and get those books in people's hands. And it's one of those things where the flip chart, 70 pages, and it's got 10 famous people, movie actors, athletes, billionaires, academics, and it's got their pictures. And each one of them had a terrible disease and their end was there. They were goners. And I saved each one of them. And so they tell their story in this flip chart. Okay. And so everybody should have this flip chart. Okay. Everybody should have this flip chart. It's only 70 pages. Okay. And again, if you buy 10 or more of them, you get a big discount. 90 for Life Crusade to save humanity and the earth. And then, of course, it goes along with the littler guys, the metabolics syndrome book, and it's all in your head book. Okay, those books. And they're easy to read. The little one that's all in your head is 30 pages. Metabolic syndrome is 50 pages. Okay, so it's not like the big one hanging on the wall, the disease of Campbell's at 1,500 pages. Okay, and so the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie has been sold in 81 countries in all these different languages. We've sold 437 million copies of that book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, around the world. 81 countries. There you go. 81
Yeah.
countries. And of course, we're so very, very proud of that book.
Comes with a CD as well.
Oh, there you go. Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
Well, mine did anyway.
Yeah. We have the CD, we have a DVD of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And so we have the information. It's easier to ship a book and a CD by mail than to me to get on an airplane and go give a lecture for an hour.
This is true. This is true.
Okay. So those things are very important. And it's one of those things where I'm going to, again, you need to have the equipment. When you take in the 90 essential nutrients, what we need just for the basics, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. Okay, that's our basic needs. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. Plants only need 3 minerals.
Yeah.
So that's why people say, I eat well. My doctor said, just eat well, you get everything you need. You might take some vitamin C, but that's it. But I have all these things. My gums are receding, my teeth are falling out, all this, that, and the other. But I'm eating all the same foods as everybody else, but I'm having all these problems. Well, plants only need 3 minerals. Plants only need 3 minerals. We need 60. So the land flowing with milk and honey in the old Bible, they didn't know about the sciences of minerals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So Dr. Milan and I, we went to 7 places that are recognized as the lands flowing with milk and honey. And we went to the universities nearby and went to the agricultural departments and got the actual analyses of the soil in those areas. And of course, the numbers of minerals are just way off the chart compared to, say, 50 miles away when there's only 3 minerals. Deserts may only have 1.
Yeah.
That's why it's a
There'd be
desert.
probably a lot of areas that have none.
Yeah, that's right, because plants won't grow without 3 minerals. And so you have to take care of your teeth. You have to supplement. And this is why we came out with a program of a supplement company to make sure that everybody got their 90 essential nutrients. Okay, in hard pack. And in our country here in America, we have doctors who do autopsies of people who die, and they do autopsies to find out why they died, right? They probably have that where you're at too, right? In the university.
Yes.
Okay. And the doctors who do these types of autopsies, their average lifespan, our government just put out this number just a couple of weeks ago. This is government, not me. They said the average lifespan, the average life length of a medical doctor who does autopsies, okay, to find out why people die, is 58.7 years. The average lifespan of a practicing doctor who practices a private practice, like a medical doctor, they listen to your heart and look at your teeth and all that kind of stuff. Their average lifespan is 79.3. And right now, the oldest living people in the world, according to everybody, are the Pakistanis in the Himalayan mountains. They live to be 122 years.
Yeah.
So there you go. And they have good teeth.
It's a certain part in Pakistan, though.
Yeah, that's
correct?
right. It's in the Himalayan mountains in Pakistan. And the glaciers are grinding up the mountains into a white powder. The white powder gets into the spring stream coming down the side of the mountain. It looks like milk. That's why it's called the land flowing with milk and honey. You get all these minerals into the valleys, more flowers, more bees, more honey. So that's why it's the land flowing with milk and honey. And this was in the old Bible 2,000 years ago. they
Yeah.
recognized that there were places where people lived a long time, and they could actually put their finger on it and say, these places where people live a long time have the milk and honey. They knew. Now, they didn't have the ability to do, they didn't have the science at that time to do analyses of the glacial milk, okay, and the tissues of the animals and people who died in those places. But it was so obvious that they wrote it up into the old Bible 2,000 years ago, which is a very remarkable story. Okay, and so again, the human body has a great capacity to recover, and that's why we have the all these vitamins and minerals. Again, we have the which I say, we've got the equipment and the universities available to us to make sure that we have all these different projects. We have Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. We have the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. We have, let's see, for blood pressure, we have the for blood pressure, we have the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets for blood pressure. We have for bones, we have OsteoFX, which is a calcium product that goes along with the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. We have Glucogel. Glucogel gives you what's necessary for making cartilage and joints and stuff like that. For thousands of years, people did bone broth. They would boil their bones in vinegar water and they would drink it the next day. Now, they didn't know why it worked, but it worked for thousands of years, bone broth, because boiling the vinegar water with it would pull all the minerals out of the bones. They would drink that for thousands of years. These people would live to be 200-300 years old because they were getting those minerals. Okay. And the people who were not getting those minerals didn't live that long. They lived to be 28, 30, 40, 50. That's about it. Okay. And so we have energy drinks without carbonation. We don't have to have the drinks, soft drinks, and regular drinks. We have the Rebound, which we made for our athletes. The Rebound has over 100 different nutrients in it, vitamins and minerals and collagen for the joints and stuff like that. And the people who use this Rebound comes in a drink, and it comes in a kind of a,
Well, it comes in a powdered form here in Australia.
there you go.
Yeah, which you just mix with water and you get a nice drink.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
there you go. Yeah, there.
This one's BTT. Always got to have a nutritional drink here.
Oh, yeah. And so you don't want to just be drinking water, especially you don't want to be just drinking carbonated water because that will neutralize your stomach acid so you cannot absorb minerals and that's where your teeth go away.
Mm. And carbonated water, that's carbonated is anything with bubbles in it.
Yeah,
Some people,
you don't want carbonation. You don't want the bubbles because it
that's right.
neutralizes your stomach acid.
There's spring water that they put bubbles in. So, trying to get through to people saying that's carbonated. That's not good for you. It draws things out of your bones.
Yeah, the
And
carbonation neutralizes stomach acid so you cannot digest food or absorb minerals or absorb food. Okay. So you have to stay away from the carbonated drinks, stay away from fried foods, and I always carry a couple of those little sticks that this Rebound comes in. These little sticks I should have had one to show, but anyway, they're little sticks.
we don't have the little sticks in Australia. We only have it
Cups.
in the powder form.
Oh. Yeah, we have the same powder form, but it's in a stick, and we have the Rebound in that.
Yeah. In the USA, but in Australia and New Zealand, we only have this, but that's okay. People around the world get to see this, but
yeah, now see that basketball player, Theo Ratliff on the picture. There you go.
yeah.
His career was over because he had all his cartilage was gone, and he couldn't play basketball anymore. So I came up with the Rebound that for him. 2 months later, he gets his job back, in 9 years, he makes 10 and a half, no, $107.5 million in contracts. After
Mm.
his career was over because he couldn't absorb minerals because he's drinking all those colas and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And so, yeah, so he's one of
So
our heroes.
that rebounds part of a good um, regime for anything to do with the bones, the gums, the
Yeah, yeah, you just
cartilages.
rotate a little bit. It's, the other direction, other direction, other
That
direction,
way?
other direction. There you go. It lists a little bit more. It lists the various minerals and things and vitamins that are in this product. And this is what saved Theo Ratliff's career. His career is over. And so we rebuilt him in it was 90 days. In 90 days, got his job back, and he made over, I don't know, 70 something $1 million in contracts.
Well, I know you didn't just give him this. He had his glucogels, healthy body, bone pack,
Yep, they're
or was
healthy
it bone and
joint
joint
pack.
pack?
It's a healthy
Yeah.
start pack, and then the glucogel. I'm the one who made glucogel because people stopped making bone broth. It's just stinking up the house and boiling and starting fires and everything like that. So they stopped making a bone broth. And so I came up with the glucogel. I made the glucogel. And so I'm the guy that got rid of osteoporosis. Let's see here, muscular dystrophy. I'm the guy who got rid of um, all those kind of things. Uh,
SIDS.
yeah, got rid of heart disease, get rid of birth defects, got rid of muscular dystrophy, got rid of epigenetics, cystic fibrosis, uh, Keyshan disease from China, which was the same thing as cystic fibrosis in European countries. And so, I also got rid of SID, son of death syndrome.
Yeah.
The doctors were blaming mothers for laying on the babies and suffocating. They put the mothers in jail for suffocating their babies, and mothers would commit suicide because they didn't. The babies were just dying of a heart attack. And I sued the FDA. I sued our federal government 8 times in federal court to make sure that we could put these nutrients into baby formulas because the baby formulas companies were not letting us put it in there. So we finally won after 8 lawsuits against the government, these nutrients into the baby formulas. Within 2 months, no more sudden death syndrome. You don't hear about sudden death syndrome anymore. It used to be all the time, sudden death syndrome, sudden death syndrome.
Yeah.
500 died this month in this town. And no, it's all gone because we put the nutrients into the baby formulas now. So we're very proud of that. We've done a lot of things like that, getting rid of all those diseases, but it's just simple nutrition.
Mm, exactly right. And there is a lady doctor in Sydney who just a couple of years ago is claiming she found the cause of SIDS. And I go, no, you
No,
didn't,
no, no. She's
lady.
about 25 years too late.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it just it's amazing it, the different things that you see that the medical or research, says, oh, I found the cure for this. I found, or not the cure, but the
Yeah, the
reason for this,
story.
that, and the other. And I think, no, you didn't. Doc Wallach found that
It's in here.
decades ago.
Yeah, it's in the book Epigenetics. It's in the
Hmm.
book Dead Doctors Don't Lie, which you held up.
Yeah.
And it's
But I have right
also,
here on my desk.
yeah, there you go. It's also the story of SID, son of death syndrome, is also in the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures.
I have that, but it's on my bookshelf. I just don't have it sitting right here beside me.
Well, I got these all stacked up here, so I gotta restack them. Okay.
That
Yes.
I've messed the pile up now.
Okay.
Yeah, so look, so doing those simple things like so the healthy body, brain, and heart pack, do you suggest for reversing gingivitis, or do
Yeah,
you?
Health Value Start Pack. Okay, Health Brain and Heart Pack. Those things will help maintain the bones in the jaws and the facial maxilla, which is the upper jaws, and it'll provide a good home for the teeth. upstairs and downstairs. And again, you need our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, and it keeps the blood, even it keeps your kidneys happy, so you don't have to have dialysis. Okay,
Yeah.
it keeps your blood vessels happy, so you don't have plugged arteries and veins. And of course, it's really good for the eyes because the skull, when you get osteoporosis of the skull, and I showed you those pictures, didn't I? Of the skull?
Yes, you did that one
Yeah, yeah, there you go. And
and that one.
yep, when your skull gets to be like the one on the bottom, inch and a half, closing down all those tunnels that the nerves and arteries and veins go through, you start
Mm.
getting 25, 30, 40, 50 different diseases. You're going to all these specialist doctors. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see
Yeah.
that the brain, uh, the brain is quite. There's nothing. Look at
Yeah, it's
this.
just being squeezed. It's just being squeezed into mush.
It's all pushed together and it can't do its job.
Yep.
It's a
And of
little bit
course, that
obvious.
includes blood supply to the teeth. So we've figured it all out. And so we just are so very thankful. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your family, once a month. And
Yeah.
I, when I was in the military, I was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, in the U.S. Air Force, and I went to 81 different countries, including Australia, New Zealand, and so England, and all the European countries, Ukraine, Russia. I went to all those places back when I was in the Air Force. And so during I was too young during the Second World War, but it was the Korean War. I was in the Korean War.
Yeah. And when you were in Australia, you were down Point Cook way, weren't you?
I'm sorry, say again?
You were around Point Cook in Victoria when you were in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I
Um,
used to live down near Point Cook back in the 90s.
yep.
So, so I know that area well. I know the RAF base there. So anyway, so yeah, so
Yep.
it's
We
like,
have 20, we have 25 best-selling books. Okay. Many of
mm,
them are in many languages, but the primary language in all 25 of those books is English.
well, they, isn't English the most widely spoken language in the world? I think. But anyway, so
Hey,
it's interesting how we started off with the teeth and how that connects to everything else. It all
everything else in the
connects.
body is dependent
There's a song
upon
about that.
function of the teeth.
There's a song about everything, the different things connecting, So I won't try and sing it because I can't remember the order of how thing hip bone neck, is connected to the thigh bone and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
And this book, it's all in your head, shows it all very clearly
Oh yeah, that's very
how
clear.
how
Each
it all
nerve,
starts in the head. And I
each
know our
nerve
teeth
goes to a
in our head.
specific tissue and part of the body, including the jaw bones and stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah, so it's not impossible
Yeah, it's not a
to
mystery.
reverse gingivitis and many other health issues.
Yeah.
It's it's simple, but it's not easy. It
Yeah.
should
Well,
be easy, and
it's simple.
it is simple, but people aren't prepared. If you're not prepared to give up, your soft drinks, if
And you
you're
have
not
to work
prepared to
hard, take all your
supplement,
nutrients, yeah, take all your
yeah,
supplements, stay away from the soft drinks.
and all those other things on the list that of of a bad food of our bad foods list that you know cause other health issues. If you're not prepared to do that, then you can't expect for your body to do what it needs to do to reverse things as simple as gingivitis, which causes a lot of issues, not just your teeth falling out.
Well, that's why we came up with the book. It's all in your head. It's only 30 pages.
Yes, it's quite thin and it's easy to,
Yeah,
pick
so the
up
whole
and
story is on usually a page or a page and a half for each of the 12 pairs of cranial nerves. And then, of course, the last couple of pages are for the spinal cord, because when the skull gets sick from too much connective tissue and not enough minerals, it squeezes the spinal cord. You get
that's
all these
true.
diseases below the neck, and doctors want to tell you, oh, they're genetic and blah, 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 blah. We got to do all this surgery and blah, blah, blah. And here's something that I think we've talked about this before.
There it is. There's a spinal cord in the book.
There you go. There you
But
go.
it all started up here in the
It all
head.
gets started off in the teeth in the skull. Well,
And here
Alzheimer's,
going down in your teeth, in your toes, starts right here.
there you go. Now let me, Alzheimer's disease in humans, we spend in America alone 345 billion with a B, 345 billion US dollars each year just to treat the symptoms. Here comes the big one. Arthritis in humans in the United States each year, we spend 626.8 billion just for treating the bones, including the teeth. Okay. Now, osteoporosis, which is a loss of minerals in the bones, when you combine England, okay, and the United States together, we spend $6.7 trillion each year just to treat the symptoms, not prevent or cure it, but just to treat the symptoms.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, because doctors believe it's all genetic.
Mm. And all the things that we've actually talked about today to help gingivitis, to
Yeah,
help our
we got
teeth,
to talk about
also
today.
help things like arthritis,
Oh, okay. Arthritis.
don't they?
Yeah. Well, arthritis, you gotta
Because
be,
you need your glucogels for
yeah.
that.
So basically, for arthritis and osteoporosis, that kind of stuff, things that are do with the bones and the joints and the tendons and ligaments and um, vertebral, all that stuff, teeth, jaws. You need the Healthy Reinhardt pack or the Healthy Start pack with the glucogel, which is a healthy bone and joint pack. Okay. And then,
Mm-hmm.
and then you also need the glucogel separately to help rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tissue. And then you need the Ultimate Daily Classic to get the blood flowing through the kidneys and all the various joints and parts of the skull and so forth, and rebuild the skull so you can take care of those problems. And I think that covers most of them.
Yeah. And now we've got our new nano balance, which I call liquid gold, the drops, which will help a lot of things too.
Which one is that?
The nano balance, that's the brand new one that, oh, I haven't, it's out of my kitchen. The little golden liquid, I call it liquid gold.
Oh, the
Sunshine
little
in a bottle.
squishy capsules was yellow.
No. The nano balance is the new drops.
Ah,
So it's very new. So but with the manuka honey in it and the I'm trying to get my tongue around it. The
glucogel.
No, not glucogel. It starts with C. Comes from oh cummin. Is that how you say it? And it has, yeah, the cummin and has black pepper in it and thyme oil
Ah,
and
okay.
cordial silver.
And colloidal silver. Yeah, colloidal silver kills all viruses, bacteria, fungus, and yeast. Penicillin only kills two bacteria. Our colloidal
Mm.
silver, no alcohol in it. You can put it in your eyes, it won't burn. You can put it in an open wound, it won't burn. But colloidal silver, I take a dropper full under my tongue on the right side, the left side, 10 minutes before breakfast, lunch, dinner, and bedtime. Been doing that for 50 years. It's been around for 400 years. It has saved more villages, the colloidal silver, by getting rid of all the terrible, terrible plagues that would kill everybody in the village, 400 years ago. And some sheep farmer figured out if they took the colloidal silver, it killed all the bugs. Okay, penicillin only kills two um, two of the terrible bugs. Okay, two of the bacteria. Penicillin kills two bacteria. Doesn't kill any viruses. Doesn't kill any fungus. No yeast. But colloidal silver kills them all.
Yeah. So getting onto the cordial silver. So if you have like a baby that he's unwell, that's got picked up a virus or a flu or something, particularly from, say, the mother. So would you, and obviously, you've got to be careful what you give a baby. So would you just rub the cordial silver on them as opposed to trying to get them to drink it, or would you put it in their milk, yeah, especially if they're bottle fed?
No, it's bottle fed. I put just a couple of drops there. Every day I put a couple of drops under their tongue, just to use it as a dropper. Put a couple of
Yep.
drops under the tongue on the right hand side and the left hand side. And before you get the dropper out of their mouth, it's already been absorbed almost like intravenously into the mouth tissue.
Oh, that's quick, isn't it?
Yep.
And so
It's already been absorbed.
So if the baby is suffering from a cold or flu and struggling to,
Yeah,
these
flu.
poor babies, how often would you do it? Give them the cordial silver.
Before each meal, before bedtime. You're going to start out. I'd go every day.
Mm.
It's not
Yeah,
toxic.
well, obviously every day.
It's not toxic. It's been used for 400 years and wiped out all those terrible infections that were wiping out villages.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, Doc, I've taken up a great deal of your time, and you're away from home. Don't often see you away from home these days, but it's good to see you getting out and about.
Well, yeah, we're family. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate your participation. Thank you so much. And of course, it's being filmed so that people can go later. If they're busy, they couldn't do it live. They'll be able to see it
That's
later.
correct. Yeah, and they can view it on either my Facebook page or my YouTube channel, which
There you go.
which comes under at Bronnie's Desk, and it's just have to type that in and it should come up on YouTube. When I put it up there, it sometimes takes a long time for it to upload.
But today we're good.
But yes, but anyway, so yes, we get there. It's out there for people to share, to save, go back and watch at any time. And guys, if anything here, you want to get hold of anything here that Doc and I talked about, the rebound stuff, make sure you contact me. It's quite simple to contact me. You just leave a message underneath the recording and I'll see it. That's probably the quickest way. And contact me through Messenger on Facebook, through YouTube. You can text me on well, it depends on what part of the world you are. So you have to go in to Australia. So it's +61 40 0407 104 101. You should leave out the first O. But anyway, sometimes it's really hard to remember your number.
Okay.
You've got to cut out a number.
Okay. Well, I'll throw my number at you too. It's 1-800-755-4656, 1-800-755-4656. And anybody around the world can call that number. It's toll free. And it's one of these things where they're permanently on file. So you go through the old file and see all these various programs we've had. And so you're a movie star. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And because if you want to get Doc's books, if you're here in Australia, I have a friend in Australia and New Zealand who bring in your books and in bulk for us.
You can get them through
Or you can
Amazon.
go to Doc Wallach's channel website, which is, let me think,
You can get them through Amazon. You
www.
have Amazon down there?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you can get all my books through Amazon, or you can call me at 1-800-755-4656.
There you go. So where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
And
Thank
if
you
you
so
forget
much.
all that, just contact me and I will point you in the right direction.
Thank you for
Isn't
all
that
you
right?
do. God bless you. You're an angel of
God bless
God.
you. Thank you, Doc, for your help. So as I say here in Bronnie's World, I ask you all nicely to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear, my friends. And when you are just following these tiny protocols and remembering that plants only need 3 minerals to grow, but we need all 60. So therefore you need to supplement because it's not in your foods, because if it's not in the soil, it's not in the plants, so it's not in your food, then you too, my friends, will be powerful, beautiful, brilliant, and most definitely very brave. God bless you all. Catch you again tomorrow here in Bronnie's World. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. We love you very much.
God bless you too, my friend.